coverage, all the top Republicans, some not top Republicans, but anyone worth their salt who want to impress the big guy, to show their support, that they have their back for the big guy. I think over the course of this trial, we've seen at least a couple of dozen who've done that and appeared in the background, sometimes in the courtroom, sometimes both. But when people spotted my next guest, they were saying, all right, that is clout right there. And they don't know whether it's for Joe Piscopo or for the former president. But Joe Piscopo, you went there. You went to the belly of the beast where this trial is going on, right?
Yeah, I was there yesterday. Neil, if I can, and how are you?
I'm fine.
Neil? So when President Trump came to Wildwood, right? 100,000 people. And I put a message out to his office saying if I could have a couple of minutes for an interview. And the president's office got right back, said, yep. Mr. Trump will give Joe 7 minutes or whatever right before he goes in front of 100,000 people. So, no, I'm thinking I'm in the press scrum off of the radio show, the AM 970 radio show with the camera. So, Neil, they go like this. Now, I'm a Jersey guy. I'm seeing all these people out there in Wildwood. It's like a rock concert I've never seen. And then they say, oh, the president's almost ready for you, Mr. Piscopo. So notice that, Mr. Piscopo.
Wow.
Thank you. So now they lead me out. They lead me out to the VIP tent. There's an open area at the front of the tent, Neil, and there's 3 people. My cameraman, Secret Service, and your old pal Piscopo. Nobody else. Donald Trump gave me an exclusive interview for not a long time, like about 5 minutes, but I chatted with him.
That's
he came
amazing.
right, motorcade came in, he came right to me. I'm Italian. I don't forget loyalty. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, I don't forget these things. So now, when this trial started to unfold, and I went and I saw it, and if you layer it back like you do on the television or I'm on the radio, layering it back, and we still don't know what the crime is. I said, I'm going to show up just to show respect to President Trump. That's all that was, a sign of friendship. I've known him 100 years, and we've always had a nice relationship. So I wanted to show loyalty because there's none of that anymore. And the president showed me great loyalty in Wildwood, so I wanted to show up yesterday, actually, and that's what I did. But I was in the background. I was like the small potato.
You say that,
you say
that, but me thinks that he was sucking up to you. I mean, you're a power center. These other congressmen who all came up, I mean, you could argue that bordered on sycophantish. You have nothing to be sycophantish about. You don't need anything from him. You're Joe freaking Piscopo. You print your own money.
Yeah.
So you don't need him to do anything for you. Those other guys, they came like lemmings over there. And I understand a good many of them. We got his back. But it looked a little patronizing and all that. But in your case, you didn't need that. And you did it, and I think that's why he was impressed, and that's why he recognized you as a power base. That's what I'm just saying. I know these things. I'm Italian. Go ahead.
I don't know. All I know, I did walk up to the Secret Service, and I said, do you know who I am? So that, I don't know if that
never works for me. Never works for me.
But I got to tell you, it was nice to see, and President Trump's in good spirits. Neil, well, you and I have known each other. You know how long I've been coming on this show with great respect, sir? Like 20 plus years. And
I've loved every minute of it.
For you. No, but it's wild. And then with Donald Trump, I knew him when times are good, times are bad. The president, I never forget, I went down the shore to one of his hotels, and it was one of those downtime in my career, which is more often than not. So I went in there and I heard from on high. I checked in the hotel. I get the word from Donald back then, whatever Joe needs. You don't forget that stuff, So say what you will. I'm a guy of loyalty and friendship. So
you really are. I remember our first meeting. I remember the first time I had a chance to interview you. And the first thing you said when I went up to you is Neil, never park in my spot again. And I said, I think we just bonded.
You're the guy, people think it's Frank Sinatra. People go, Joe, you wear tab collars. I swear to goodness gracious, as your great listeners and viewers are like, it's Neil Cavuto. Look at him. Look how sharp you look with that Frank Sinatra. Come fly with me, baby.
Yeah,
look at you.
Exactly.
Look at me.
You are the walrus. But it says a lot about you, and I think you actually got it backwards, and I love you to death. But if I'm a guy who wants back in the Oval Office, you're one guy I'd like to talk to and have on my good side. So you stood out from that crowd.
I will tell you this, if I may. When I talk to the president, and I've always I've
Yeah.
had mentors to enlighten me about the inner cities and the stressed areas of America that I always want to help. I've been doing that for 25 years. So I asked the president. I said, Mr. President, off of your opportunity zones, I said, can we do like a presidential inner city task force? Yes, Joe, done. You're on it. You're going to be on it. This is great. Listen. A presidential inner city task force. You could do it, and we could rescue back our inner cities. He was all for it. It was, and then you know what else I said to him? I said, "Permission to speak freely, sir." He said, "Yes." I said, "What happened when you were the Donald and I was Jersey Joe and we were hanging out in New York, man? Yeah, I miss those days. We got to stop with the hate.
All
You
right.
got to just. It's gotta just be like you and I just talking. We may disagree, but but as long as I know that you Neil Cavuto, are a grand high exalted mystic ruler. People don't
You
know we
are
have to
that
look
and
to
then
you
some.
as
And
that.
I hope we're getting ready for SNL's 50th anniversary show. If you're not
You,
on it,
man, you,
if you're not
you.
on it, you, 50th anniversary, you got to be on that. All right?
You
Thank you,
got
my
me
friend.
out. You got me out last time. You
You're the
got me out
best.
last time, boss.
Joe Piscopo, he is the genuine article, a very good man. You could talk about his style anytime you want and the ties and all that, but bottom line, a very good man.